is June 27th. We're just under 6 weeks out, or 5.5 weeks out. Last night was a bit long. Little man was up at about 4 a.m. this morning, so I've been up since about 4. Normally I get up about 5:15, and that's when I get my day going. I normally have about 3 or 4 clients in the morning, and then I get my cardio in. And before I do my clients, I normally do about 15 to 20 minutes of posing. So needless to say, I was up here a little bit earlier doing some posing. Got my first meal in and trained clients, and now we're about a little past 8 o'clock. So we're gonna knock about 40 minutes of cardio out. Hopefully I can stay awake long enough to do that. So hunger's definitely increased this week. Face is starting to suck in a little bit. It is my birthday, so today we'll see how everything goes. But 28 years, so gonna be fun. Like I said, under 6 weeks out, so let's go knock this cardio out. I will say it's a nice change just doing walking for 40 minutes. Normally keep my heart rate right around 130, 140 beats per minute. Get a pretty good sweat going. You'll see at the end. I mean, I can wring out my shirt with how much I'm sweating. So yeah, we'll check back after I get done with the 40 minutes, and you can see just how nasty we get. So. To really start the day. All right, so it is June 28th, day after my birthday. Last night we actually went to Transformers. Good movie, by the way. Little man actually was with my mom and my aunt. I did not realize that movie was 3 hours long. Aunt lives in Lincoln, which is an hour away from here. So she had to drive home about 11:30 last night. So thanks for that, Aunt Laura. Yesterday was pretty long. It started out at about 5:15. Actually 4 o'clock with him waking up. He started teething, so he's up pretty much every 2 hours. But it's not too bad as far as I'm concerned, just because I'm already waking up. I got a little bit of insomnia being a little over 5 weeks out now, so I'm pretty much waking up all the time. Except for last night, I took one of our over-the-counter sleep aids and fell asleep right after we got back from the movie, and I didn't wake up until actually I slept through an alarm. Woke up this morning and wife wasn't in the bed. I slept through him waking up 4 times, I guess, and she ended up out on the couch. So either I needed the sleep or that sleep aid was really strong. So I'm pretty lucky in the aspect that my wife has really supported me this entire time, through this entire process. You know, it's probably the hardest part for me is my wife is a hometown, small town girl, and she loves, you know, family, but then also everything that comes along with that in her eyes, you know, eating a meal together as a family and everything like that. And I don't think, honestly, we've probably had a meal cooked together by her for everybody. We haven't had one probably since the end of my last prep, except for when I was powerlifting. And I will say, I think that was probably the nicest thing about powerlifting is I was able to spend the time with her and enjoy her food and whatnot, because I think it's honestly one of the hardest things is seeing the look on her face that I know that like fulfills her to be able to make food and have a meal as a family, and I'm sitting here eating Tupperware, and you know, she doesn't even want to put the effort into making a meal just because she's only basically making it for herself at this point in time until Axel can eat. So it's probably one of the hardest things. The dieting's not bad. The cardio, the workouts, I love working out, so that's not hard. Cheapest place to buy 96.4 beef out of anywhere you're ever gonna go. Cheapest place. If you haven't had this sriracha sauce in comparison to the regular one, highly recommend it. It's a little bit more smoky instead of like burning hot. But you know, when dieting, anything that's kind of hot, it's got a good smoky flavor to it. Right down my alley. You know, I'm hungry and I'm tired, but more than anything, it's the time away that is probably the hardest part about prep. Especially having a newborn, having, you know, a little me around now. Probably the hardest part is, you know, literally my only days that I get with him are Wednesdays when I'm not working out on my off day, and then Sundays really, because Saturdays are normally spent with either clients doing check-ins or on my computer doing meal plans or workouts or whatever it might be. So the actual only time that I really get with him is Wednesday nights and Sundays. So that's probably the hardest part about prep in general. And it really kind of really hits me when, you know, I'm getting up at 5 o'clock and I don't get home until 7 or 8 o'clock, and he's already out, so the only time I really get to see him is when he's sleeping. It really hits you when, like, the weekends, you know, it's one week he's laying on his stomach, he can't even sit up, and the next week he's already sitting up trying to stand up. So, you know, you feel like you miss a lot doing this prep and dedicating something that's so selfish for something that, I mean, realistically, as a bodybuilder who's not even competing at a national level, you're doing it for a trophy and for your own self-pride more than anything else. And, you know, I'm lucky that I have a wife that fully supports me in all of my goals and understands that I'm a goal-driven person and I like competing. I'm very blessed to have a wife that understands the type of life that I live. You know, you factor in the cardio, the workouts, working 40 hours a week at Rexius. On top of that, also my training and nutrition clients. You know, that's another 14, 15 hours a week, maybe a little bit more for the actual training. And then nutrition is, you know, 3 to 4 hours on the weekends, if not longer. And then you factor in the fact that we're in the process of opening a gym, which I know is going to take more time away from my family. I think it's definitely an internal struggle every week of me trying to achieve my goals, which is very selfish, and putting my family first. So I will say, again, I'm very lucky because, you know, Tim with Rexius, he's all about family with all of his kids that he has. You know, he's very lenient when it comes to taking time to be with your family. But when you're doing everything that I've got going on, even then, you know, you're still not getting much time with your family. So I really think that's the hardest part. But like I said, I'm pretty lucky with the spouse that I have, just because I know more than enough people that compete and nonstop they hear negativity coming from their partner. Whereas my wife she'll make comments here or there, which is expected. But, you know, she's very supportive of me and my goals and what I want. And, you know, like I said, I'm very blessed. And again, she'll deserve more than a few trips, and more than enough for me for putting up with me chasing my dreams. So there'll be a time and a place where you know, I encourage her to chase her dreams and I encourage her to grow, but soon enough it'll be one of the things where she's definitely going to be able to put everything she wants before anything that I want, and that's going to take me kind of pushing her, because that's not the person she is. Good. After the gym is done and open, then I know she's got a few ventures that she wants to do, and I'm going to be all there for her to make sure that happens. And I think that probably will mean a little time away from competing, which I'm okay with, as long as I know that she's happy and as long as I know that she's able to reach her goals. That's all that matters. You know, I think there is a lot to it when you actually start looking at it, that the biggest focus and the biggest thing that I'm realizing now having a son is it's all about time. You know, the possessions are possessions, but it's all about the time, because you can't, I mean, it's crazy how much he's grown even in 7 months, and you know, I can't get those initial nights back. I can't get the initial time back that, you know, I can't get the baby snuggles back. And you always hear people talk about it, like, you know, that feeling, and you know, he's still somewhat snuggly, but that initial time where, you know, you have something so precious in your hands. I mean, it's crazy to think that, you know, the only way that I'll feel that again is by having another kid. So, you know, it really puts things into perspective to make me think, you know, how selfish this sport is, and when it comes to having a family, how much putting them first really comes into play. So I can't flex the tricep, you know?
But it looks good.
But with that being said, we got 5 weeks left to finish this one out, and we'll see what the future holds from there. But very thankful for everything that I've got in my life at this point in time. So.